Yeah, guys, Season 2 is over with. As you saw in the intro and the thumbnail, Epic Games have learned their lesson and got rid of Season 2 on May 2nd. Now it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, all of you. Happy May the 4th. Now, I just gotta say one thing. Oh, finally! I have made like 4 videos on Epic about this season. Also, sorry, Epic. I had to make these videos to let everybody know. If you guys hate the thumbnail, I'll change it to where I say Epic added too much. Even though you guys don't really hate on thumbnails, you hate on maps. But anyways, like I said, so apparently, Epic added Season 3, and it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I know, right? Not a complaint video. All my videos for, Season 2 have been just complaint videos. Except for, one, which was just some stupid meme I made up. But, like I said, all of them have been complaint. Complaint. All of them have been complaining about the game. Every time I would die, I would just complain to my friends and stuff, saying, oh, this season sucks and stuff, and I kind of agree with my own self. Yeah, I'm agreeing with myself. It kind of, when you look back, kind of sucked. Because, why would I want to play a game that is involved with too much exotic as a bat and some fake cryptocurrency? The Dilbits were kind of nice. I mean, they were, a little bit nice. They were kind of useless, but I wish they still had it like how they have the squishies. But honestly, I think that this season's actually good. But I actually just got my win 2 days ago. Here, check it out.
What's up, brother?
One thing I have to say is when people, ask me, oh, what's your favorite, Marvel or Star Wars? I'll probably say Star Wars is better than any other Marvel season. And of course, there's one thing that's really not balanced, but I'm expecting Epic to nerf it. The X-Wings are not really balanced at all, but I know Epic is going to nerf these into the ground because, well, they want to. And, like, one side of me, I talk to friends, I'm like, hey, this thing's not fun at all. And then one side of me is like, no, it's completely fun. And then it's like, no, it's not. And, well, yeah, I understand. Sometimes it can't be fun, sometimes it can be fun. I just think the X-Wings just aren't really balanced, but like I said, I'm expecting probably a nerf to happen, because the reason why I'm expecting a nerf is because when stuff like that's too broken for the game, they'll nerf it instantly. But if they nerf, like, the speed of it, I'm gonna be mad, because that's what they've been doing lately. When they nerfed the kneecapper during Season 2, they just nerfed the damage on cars, and that's just it. And that was the only nerf it ever got. Yeah, I'm not even joking. They just nerfed the damage on cars for it. So when you hit a car with the swing attack or anything with it, it's gonna do less damage. That makes zero sense. When the jetpack was added during the Marvel season, the second one, it also wasn't really balanced. Then they vaulted it. So probably either Epic is going to vault the X-Wings or nerf it like they did with the jetpack, or do the exact same thing that they did with the jetpack, and I'm gonna hear people saying, oh my gosh, they saved Fortnite. Am I gonna call it a bad season because of one unbalanced item? I'm gonna say one thing. Chapter 6, Season 1. There was, like, one item that wasn't balanced, back to nerf and stuff. They just nerfed 2 damage on the Typhoon Blade. Now, the sword, I like to call it the sword, wasn't balanced for the whole season. Why was it not balanced for the whole season? I don't know. They just didn't really make it balanced. I feel like they could have nerfed the speed, the damage. I mean, they did, but for like 2 damage, which is not enough. That we need more. We don't need little. We need more. We need big. We need big damage taken out, not little damage taken out. It causes damage to the game and the player base. But at least the season was still fun. I'm not going to say it was still fun when you didn't play Battle Royale. That was Season 2. Anything at this point will just be better than Season 2, except for Chapter 5. Season 2 felt like a Chapter 5 season, to be honest. It felt like the early version of Remix. Before Remix even existed, it was probably like an early version. Lawless was supposed to probably be a season meant for Chapter 5 because of how bad it was. Chapter 5 was one of the worst chapters, and as the reason why I say this, every season was kind of bad. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and then we stop to Remix. That was the only good season. You know why it was good? It wasn't Chapter 5. Nothing felt like it. Bullet drop gone. Spammy items, I mean, except for like one, and it got a little annoying. But back to what I was saying, like spammy items like cars, gone. Finally, no Marvel items, no overpowered cars, no bullet drop. Oh, so fresh. And then when we heard the news Hitscan was coming back in Season 3, oh yeah, speaking of Hitscan, I'll talk about it later. Yeah. I was so happy when I heard that news, I almost, like, freaked out. But during Season 1, I got the win during the second day. Can I really blame Epic? Did they do anything? No, actually. Epic didn't do anything wrong when I couldn't get my first win of the season. Now, this is like every chapter except for, like, 5, this didn't happen. But there were a lot of pros on coming back into the game, and a lot of sweats coming back to the game. Now, can I really blame the sweats? No, they're good at the game. I'm not really sweaty at the game, but I'm alright at it so far. See, the reason why I'm saying I'm alright at it right now? We had a whole year with bullet drop. Hard to aim. When I got started to get used to bullet drop, they took it out. You know what? Can I really blame them? No, I'm actually happy that they took bullet drop out of the game. That thing sucked. But like I said a few minutes ago, I said we need to talk about the May the 4th or something like that. I can't really remember that much. But about like Hitscan stuff. So during May the 4th of Season 2 was the worst May the 4th we've ever gotten. This is the best May the 4th we've gotten. Now, usually the best May the 4th I used to say was actually Chapter 4. Sorry, I had to do that because of how great it was. But this is probably better. A whole season with a whole battle pass with Emperor Palpatine. Do it. And now we get to say that in the game, and we also get to say, execute Order 66 in Fortnite? Nah, now you got me. Now I'm coming back to the game. Nope. Epic, I'm coming back. I'm just gonna stop doing the roast of the thumbnails and stuff of like, oh, Epic Games ruined this season. Oh, Epic Games ruined this season. If they mess up Season 4, I will let you all know. Because I don't know if I have high hopes for Season 4 a little bit, because last Season 4 was kind of a flop. I don't want to get started on that. I still have PTSD from that season. But anyways, like I said, the May the 4th being the worst was actually Chapter 5. Guess how many lightsabers we got? If you guessed like 3 lightsabers, you're actually wrong. We had 1. And when I said do you want to know how many lightsabers there was, and as in 1, as in like 3 of them, I'm talking about as in like, you know, where you get to choose your force power and stuff. Yeah, we didn't have that. You know how many, the lightsabers in total that we actually had was just 1. We didn't get to choose our force ability. We couldn't go to the dark side and choose the most common colors, which was blue and green. We couldn't get force pull, force push, or force push with rocks, or even, well, we got to throw our lightsaber, I think. We only got Darth Vader's, and that's just it. This season, now we got Force Lightning with Emperor Palpatine. And I've actually used Force Lightning. It's not that broken. It's a little fun to use, but it's kind of easy to block. Like in the Lego games when you play as Yoda, you can block it. But one thing I actually got to mention about it and stuff is that, well, it's fun, but the X-Wings aren't balanced. I already mentioned that. And the Marvel seasons are kind of worse than the Star Wars seasons, except for the first one. The second one absolutely sucked. And everyone knows that. Now it goes by one of the worst seasons. Now, when I heard fans complaining about it, the whole thing, there was 2 explanations I had. One, Star Wars haters. People also hated on both the Marvel seasons because they were not Marvel fans. They were DC fans. But, as well, the OP crap that came out. Now, the reason why last Marvel season didn't do well is because they didn't make it fair. In the first Marvel season, we had it to where it was like, oh, you can only get like the Iron Man repulsors, one person can only have it, and Doom's mystical bomb one person can only have it. But when we had like the balanced stuff like Silver Surfer's board, a bunch of people could have it, like the whole lobby. The whole lobby could have it. That makes sense. Lightsabers are the exact same. The whole lobby can have it. They're way too balanced, and that's actually a good thing. I like balanced stuff. And before all of you say, oh, the blasters suck and stuff, you need to think Star Wars, like my brain. I think Star Wars and stuff. You gotta think, guys. Why do you think I don't miss a single shot with those blasters? And only miss whenever I'm not aiming? Because I think Star Wars. There you go. Tip of advice. And if people say, oh, this is the worst update, I'm not playing ever. No, focus on Season 2. The worst update was everything during Season 2. Worst Lego Pass, worst Music Pass, worst Battle Pass of the chapter. Whew, how can I get more? OG Pass? Really? You guys messed up the OG Pass again? Oh my goodness gracious, I can't wait for Season 4. That's when Fortnite really had peak at the time. But anyways, like I said, I gotta say one thing about this season that actually did well. Items being balanced, all this, that, blah, 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 bosses being fun. Oh yeah, medallions actually changed. Who changed the medallions? Thank you. I feel like the circular shape, the circle, was kind of getting stale. Yeah, I'm just gonna admit it. The circle shape was kind of getting a bit stale. Medallions were kind of getting a bit stale, and I don't think they'll ever work. And just recently, these medallions are a bit lazy. That's the only other complaint I have, is that the medallions are pretty lazy. Because they don't really do much. Like, one medallion just, like, helps you with the blaster. from cooling down like a little bit, and then it's just the same Shogun X medallion that you can get that grants you a shield bubble. Still, I still think the season's pretty fun. You know what? For the ranking of last season and season 1, I would give probably an 8 out of 10. Because that's like the average season that's actually good. You know what? Actually, I'm being too rude. A 9 out of 10 for the season 2. I'm sorry, season 1. Never would say 9 out of 10 for season 2. For season 2, I'm giving it a negative 1 out of 10. Yeah, I'm giving it a negative 1 out of 10. I don't care what all of you have to say. If you say it's the best season, I would probably argue with you and say that season 1 was better. Now, I know some people are haters for season 1, but guys, season 2 is actually bad. People have either called it mid, boring, stale, all that. I've heard people actually say, after I posted my 2 videos about Epic Games ruining season 2, they've been admitting, ever since Reload came out, Battle Royale is getting stale. And then at the end, people were just saying, oh, this was absolutely mid. Who actually would like this? Anything will be better than season 2, like I said. Like this season, it's better than season 2. I haven't played a lot of season 2. This is like the longest I've played less of a Fortnite season of all time since Chapter 4, Season 3. I'm sorry, Season 4. I've just played Lego Fortnite during that chapter. Season. Like last season, I've played more Minecraft, Injustice 2, Overwatch, all of those games and stuff. I've played more games during Season 2 besides, like, Fortnite. There was a period of time in Season 1 where I did have to take a break because, well, at the time I just wasn't used to the Typhoon Blade. And then I've realized that people are going to start using it, then, well, I'll just pick one up myself. And when the repeater rifle came out, that helped my problem with the Typhoon Blade. Thank you all for watching, everybody. See you all next time.